Trump and his followers and so forth, but it's not having the effect that they want. It's actually helping to wake up more people, and more people are starting to get on the side of that. And we're going to discuss that. So,
is having great success on multiple levels. We're going to continue to see that going forward. Although a lot of people in the G state arena are being activated to come after, President Trump.
Let's jump into some of that. So EMP basically is, like I said, electromagnetic pulse, a brief burst of electromagnetic energy that can disrupt communications and damage electronic equipment. There are nukes that can send out this particular, and they're specifically designed to put out EMP, multiple EMPs, across the United States will basically wipe out electronic system in the United States. There was a book that came out. It was called 1 Second After, and in that book was by William R. Fortune. And he talked about, this one small town, I think it was in North Carolina, that, how they were destroyed by this. It says, I'm going to read a little blurb about it. It says, this book presents a chilling post-apocalyptic scenario where America faces a major threat from an electromagnetic pulse attack. And they never knew where it actually came from. But the military is, hardened. There's a lot of industries that have been hardened. If you have a Faraday cage, if your phone or your computer is in a Faraday cage, which basically is kind of like a aluminum foil type thing, padding and so forth. It's thick enough that would resist electromagnetic pulse. It will survive. You can still be able to use it. But if all of the cell towers are down and all of the internet wiring is down, fried, it's not going to do any good. So at least you still have that as something you can look at. The years that go forward. Like, look, this is, and we found stuff like that over time.
Was like,
rock and coral or whatever on it that were like hundreds, thousands of years old. So has this happened in the past? It's a possibility. So we'll see if this is going to be so. I don't think it's going to happen. I've heard.
He felt you say ugly to him.
We'll see.
A lot of people talk about it over the years. When this book initially came out, people were fearful.
People were fearful that it would happen. I say you should not be in fear. You should be always living your life as you live it. Have a fallback situation where
that it would happen. I say you should not be in fear. You should be always living your life as you live it. Have a fallback situation where, if everything goes down, you have food and water and so forth that you'll be able to survive on. So it was a small North Carolina town. The story unfolds as an electronic magnetic pulse attack devastates America in one instant. Society finds itself thrust back into a primitive existence, reminiscent of the Dark Ages. So they didn't have any medicine, that was being shipped in. Food supplies weren't coming through trucks because the trucks were all fried. No oil, no gas, unless it was still in the pump. And there was people that took control of this town after a lot of people just raided the stores and the drugstores. And eventually those people that are on drugs that keep them alive started dying, and on and on and on. So it got to the point where there were gangs of people that were cannibals that would go from town to town, raid towns, and eat people. It was crazy. So this one particular town had a lot of former military guys, and they got together basically when this roving band of cannibals came in. They basically wiped them out. But of course, some of the townsfolk got killed as well. Some of the heroes got killed. But this is kind of one of the things that could happen, as was pointed out in that book. I would, like I said, I don't worry about that. And because I'm well trained, so I can handle a situation like that, and I could train other people around me very quickly if they were willing to be trained and didn't freak out. So
over a year or so. And
that's my point in all this. Don't freak out, because those people eventually, over a year or so, and there's other books that came in where they combined together. They got a dam going and started, electricity from a dam, and so everything got turned around. But it took time because people freaked out, and those people that freaked out didn't survive, and on and on and on. So don't freak out. That's the gist of one of those events. So yeah, electromagnetic pulse possibility. There are different things out there that could, weapon systems that could actually create that. And then of course the emergency notification system, emergency broadcast,
going to be involved in taking down governors and politicians in your state that are very corrupt. Right? So,
system, EBS, where they're broadcasting that stay in your home. The military,
I think like 80 to 90% of Americans
is going to be involved, and taking down governors and politicians in your state that are very corrupt, right? So California and New York and Illinois. So would we love to see that? I think like 80 to 90% of Americans would love to see that. Now, some people are like, there's no way that's ever going to happen, because most of us don't want that, but it still keeps going on.